Viewers, what a run it has been for the men in blue, because their victory run continues, because they have a 9-0 win lead in this World Cup, losing 0 games but winning all their round-robin games. A dominant Indian team concluded the league stage with an impressive 9-0 record, crushing Netherlands in Bengaluru by a margin of 160 runs, despite having only a 2-day break before the semi-final against New Zealand. India had their focus, achieving a formidable score of 410 for 4 on the board. Rohit Sharma won the toss and decided to bat first against the Dutch. But both the teams went in with the same playing 11, making no changes from their teams that played in their previous games. Now, the top 5 batsmen collaborated effectively, with Shreyas Iyer and KL Rahul compensating for the top orders failure to convert 50s into 100s, and they produced brilliant tons to help India all the way home. Now, the bowlers, on the other hand, also successfully completed the task, securing India's victory. 9 games, 9 wins, 9 dominant performances. It was a Diwali bash, but the men in blue have been giving us presents ever since the World Cup started. But let's listen in to how the viewers had to react, and those who were at the stadium in the Chinnaswamy, because it was fireworks all around, eco-friendly fireworks by KL Rahul and Shreyas Iyer. So that match was one to watch. So let's listen in to what the people had to say.
First, they performed really well. They bowled well, they batted well. It was a really small pitch, so they just watched the ball and they played well, because Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma, the way they bowled, it was actually really nice the way they bowled. And KL Rahul and Shreyas Iyer, the way they batted really well.
Everybody clicked, because till now Shreyas didn't get 100, so at least the middle order is also clicking, and most importantly, everybody got to bowl. So before the most important semi-final, you need in such cases a part-time bowler, a 6th bowler. So that's where Rohit or Kohli said, even we can put our hands up, because that's the only place where India is kind of lacking some sort of hopes, because Hardik is also missing.
It was very exciting to see that India won the match versus Netherlands. Hopefully India will win this World Cup. All I request for the fans to do is pray God every day that India will win the semi-final and the final. Rest, everything will happen as we thought.
Well, to give us more insights on the match and also what's impending before us on Wednesday, we have Mr. Vedam Jaishankar joining us live. Good morning, Vedam. A very happy Diwali to you. It was complete fireworks in Bengaluru. KL Rahul and Shreyas Iyer taking Netherlands by a storm. It wasn't a surprise, but this was the perfect gift for all Bengalurians.
Absolutely. Good morning, Deepak, and a very happy Deepavali to you and viewers. Yes, the atmosphere at Chinnaswamy Stadium yesterday was absolutely electrifying. It's a small stadium, very intimate, virtually like the spectators are sitting on top of the players. And it really went to town, the way the loud noise, the cheers, and like you said, the fireworks on the field of play by Shreyas Iyer and KL Rahul really ignited it. But what Rohit Sharma was looking for is a lot of boxes were ticked yesterday. Now, everybody knows that India have been brilliant chasers. So I think Rohit Sharma yesterday decided, let's set up target. We've already done that a couple of times, but I think he wanted to reinforce the thing that we could bat first, set a target and defend it very successfully. Of course, the target we set was such humongous 400 plus score. So Netherlands, it was a question of when India would win. It was not a question of how, why, and it was just when. And the very fact that Rohit used other bowlers, to get those various options when they bowl, let's say either in the semi-finals or final, they won't be surprised or stunned bowling for the first time. They soaked into the atmosphere, they started bowling, and we saw Virat Kohli, Shubman Gill and Rohit himself, and of course Surya Kumar Yadav bowling. I think they got a lot of confidence with the way they bowled, and I'm sure if they're called upon to bowl a couple of overs in the semi-finals or finals, they will do themselves well. So all in all, I think it was an absolutely brilliant performance by India, whether it was batting, bowling or fielding, and we saw this right through the tournament. And yesterday was the crowning glory. There was a little bit of scare with somebody like Siraj getting hit on the neck, but I think it was all right and he came back and bowled well, and that should have been very reassuring to the Indian team and the Indian fans.
Right, Vedam, yesterday Chinnaswamy Stadium was nothing but a lab for Team India's experiments. They made Virat Kohli bowl, Rohit Sharma bowl, Shubman Gill and also Surya Kumar Yadav. And all of them bowled pretty well. So do you think that, India could add a few more extra bowlers, to surprise the Kiwi batting attack on the semi-final day?
Yes, they would do that, especially, it's always very comforting for a skipper to have more options. We have 5 outstanding options, but a 6th or a 7th option just to push a couple of overs or lull the batsman into some complacency would be very useful. And we saw that, the way Kohli got his wicket. That was just Edwards being very complacent when trying to flick down the leg side. So something like that is what India probably would be looking forward to. We are hoping that the 5 main bowlers would do their job, but if necessary, the others can bowl 1 or 2 overs. And the fact that they've already bowled in the World Cup should also be it should give them a lot of self-confidence and be very reassuring for them.
And also this time around in this World Cup, our spinners have picked up about 16 wickets, which is the highest so far for Team India. So how important of a role do spinners play? Because we've seen that they are the key partnership breakers. Kuldeep Yadav, whenever he comes into bowl, he takes the batsman by a storm and he completely riddles them on the pitch with his, left-arm bowling. So against the New Zealand also, Team India can use Kuldeep Yadav. And do you think that they should bring in another spinner this time around or go with the same team?
No, Deepak, I think we should go with the same team. But what we have noticed is, between the 11th and 40th over, when only 4 fielders are allowed in the out, India is not trying to be defensive. India is being aggressive with its spinners. Jadeja bowls stumps to stump. Kuldeep Yadav tries his variations, his Chinaman, his googlies. And, it's actually an aggressive posture that the Indian spinners are taking during the middle overs when they are telling the batsman, we are after you. We're not trying to contain you. We want you. We want you to go after us. We'll get you. And the way Jadeja bowls stump to stump is absolutely brilliant. He hardly gives any room for them to cut or pull or things like that. So I think we have got the right combination of spinners, a flat spinner, the other spinner tossing the ball up. So you can't take chance with either of them. And these 4 fielders in the outfield actually is working out to our spinners' advantage, because the batsman trying to get aggressive against them is actually working in a reverse sort of way.
Vedam, we also have to give it to the Netherlands players because they have hardly any exposure to playing international cricket. They've not played any bilateral series versus major cricketing nations, but they showed a little bit of a heart and also a grit in Chinnaswamy Stadium, because chasing a target of 410 is absolutely, a lot of weight on their shoulders. But they managed to get past the 240 mark, which is a good sign for them. And they also are an underdog team, but are upcoming in this tournament as well.
Yes, Netherlands actually is the only non-test playing nation here. And those 2 wins they pulled off was absolutely amazing, because for a non-test playing country to defeat a test playing country is huge. And one of the test playing countries that they have defeated is South Africa. South Africa is one of the strongest sides in the tournament, who have made it to the semi-finals quite comfortably. And for Netherlands to beat them was absolutely humongous. I think whatever else Netherlands did or didn't do during this tournament, just that one victory over South Africa would have given them so much of comfort. Yes, they did look in any way inferior to other teams. They batted well, but their fielding was brilliant. Right through the tournament, what we saw was their fielding was brilliant. They didn't have too many options with their bowling. They had just a couple of good bowlers. The others were average, but backed by that superb fielding side, they really became very, very competitive. And I'm sure as we go on with more players coming in for them, they will be a very good side. And I once again repeat it, I love the way they fielded.
And also, Vedam, now speaking about a captain's knock, the last time we saw an Indian captain scoring big in the World Cup was in 2003 when Sourav Ganguly scored about 465 runs. And this time around, Rohit Sharma, his intent from game number 1, from ball number 1 in this World Cup has been to take on the bowlers, and he has taken them to the cleaners, but has also scored the highest number of runs as far as Indian captaincy is concerned, because after Ganguly in 2003, it is Rohit Sharma in 2023 who has amassed about 503 runs so far.
You're absolutely right. But Deepak, I would beg to differ on one thing. The formats are different. The field placements are different. Now you're only allowed a certain number of players in the outfield. Of course, the two fielders outside remains. It was there for a long time. But a lot of format is different. You get more matches to play. But there is no doubt that Rohit Sharma is really setting the stands on fire with his batting. The way he plays those pull shots, those lofted drives. I mean, it shows the enormous confidence of the man, confidence in his ability, and the way he wants to set the score and be a leader. And that's very good because his strikes, as you notice, are absolutely clean strikes. The way he pulls or the way he lofts the ball, it's so clean and gives so much of confidence, not just to the non-striker, but to the rest of the batsmen in the pavilion, that he means business, A, and B, that it can be done. It's not any great bowling attack that they are facing. It's a bowling attack that can be tamed. So I think Rohit Sharma is leading from the front. He is setting the tempo, and the way he is batting is absolutely brilliant. It's very important for India that he continues to do so in the semi-finals and final.
Stay on with us, Vedam. It's time for us to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more analysis on what's going to happen in the game against New Zealand and also what India has done so far in the World Cup.